Hey guys, look at me in my messy office. So I've just finished the live stream I did with Crypto Wendy. Thanks to Crypto Wendy, she was fantastic on the stream. All you guys enjoyed asking her questions. And you know, as always, one of the comments in the comment area is, look at all those boxes in the background. So yes, my office is an absolute disgrace, and it has been for quite a long time, if I'm honest. But it's particularly bad right now. You can look here, I've got a lot of boxes here in the background, and the reason is I'm selling my GPU rigs, but I'm not just selling my GPU rigs, I am actually switching off my last rig tonight. This is quite a significant moment. It's a drum roll moment. So yeah, what I did, I guess I was going to say what I did today, but what I've been doing over the last couple of months is scaling down. I've been selling my 1060s. The 1060 turned out to be a very easy card to sell. It was actually easier to sell my 1060s than the 1080 Ti's. Right now, I've got a 1080 Ti in my main PC, which, you know, powers all the magic of YouTube. But I've got a 1080 Ti over there, and then I've got three 1060s. Now, yesterday, I listed all the other stuff that I've got for sale, and you can kind of see this mess over here. I've got power supplies, I've got motherboards, I've got RAM, I've got, what else have I got here? I've got an SSD. Those are, I think those are M2 to X1 adapters. Yeah, so I've got all that, all these kind of boxes there as well. I'll talk about that in a second. And yeah, all of this stuff will be sold as well. So there's another power supply, there's another motherboard, there's more risers, and if anyone wants risers, I have got an absolute crap ton to sell. So yeah, there's a lot of things for me to sell, and I listed most of it, the remainder of all this I listed it yesterday to sell. As far as how the room goes, it's not like I'm not aware of the fact that my office and my recording environment is quite messy, but it's kind of organised chaos right now. And to address that fact, these boxes are simply here right now because I know I'm shipping a lot of stuff away, so I kind of need to hold back for these things. As far as those boxes and as far as all that stuff, this mostly comes from YouTube equipment. Any stuff that isn't being sold will be going upstairs. And I kind of talked about this a little bit, if I can bring you around. I talked about this a little bit on my other YouTube channel, but effectively what I need to do is floor the other half of my loft stroke attic, if you call it that in North America. So I need to extend the flooring area, and then I can put up all these boxes. I can get all that stuff organised, and then I can remove quite a lot of the stuff that's in this room. And then once I do that, well, then I can decide what I'm doing. At this point, you know, I'm leaning towards even just throwing all of this out, just throwing the bookcase and everything out. I don't know. I'll have a think. Maybe I'll keep that bookcase, and maybe I'll have some cube shelves and make it a little bit nicer, make it a little bit more presentable. From me, for a recording point of view, that, you know, be good to have something a little bit better as well, so that I can grab a camera or grab a microphone and things like that as well. But right now it's a mess, but a lot of this stuff will be getting sent away. It will be tidied up. But I digress. The main thing here is that, yes, I am about to switch off my last GPU mining rig, and apart from the 1080 Ti, I will no longer have GPUs. You know, I have one in my main PC. I've actually sold two of those 1060s. One is getting shipped away tomorrow morning. The other one is actually being handed to someone because he's local. And I'm going to have one 1060 which I know will sell, and then I've got one 1080 Ti to sell, and that's it. And then it's just motherboards and power supplies that I need to sell. And yeah, it's the end of an era. I've been mining for nearly a year now. And yeah, so it's about 11-12 months of mining I've done. I started last December. I started doing research last November. You know, I had spreadsheets and I was, you know, looking at everything that I was going to buy. But it wasn't until December that I built my main PC and I started buying graphics cards, etc. So yeah, it's been a year of mining, and you know, I've kind of documented this whole experience as far as scaling down, and I know that was met with a lot of resistance a few months ago. But the longer time went on, the more I realised it was the right decision. In fact, it was the right decision probably around May or June. I probably should have sold then. I would have got more for my money then. And yeah, I'm scaling down my operation. Now, this doesn't mean I'm going out of crypto or anything like that. As far as mining goes, I don't know. It's kind of hard to compete with you know, miners that are getting 3 cents per kilowatt hour. Now, I'm actually going to do a video soon. Is it 0xBTC? I'm going to do a video with them. They're a cloud mining service, and cloud mining is something I've never been a fan of because they tie you into long-term contracts, but there is a few alternatives popping up now. And cloud mining is something I might look more into as far as mining, and mining from an operation that's based in a company that's got very cheap electricity. This is maybe where I'm going to go. Or maybe I'll focus more attention on masternodes. Maybe I'll just stick to buying and selling coins. And, you know, following the conversation with Wendy tonight in the live stream, it's obvious that I don't know a lot about trading as far as actively trading up and down. So this is something that I need to learn more about. So yeah, you know, it's funny, I got a lot of comments last time and says, oh no, you're selling your GPU mining rigs. I've never looked at that this way. For me, all of this, all that stuff in the background there, it's just silicon. That's all it is. It's silicon, it's just tech. And you need to be, you know, you need to be able to roll with the times and change, you know, and adapt to the situation. And I think that the days of GPU mining, certainly in the UK, because of our electricity rates, I think they're gone. I think GPU mining will remain as a hobby. I think it will remain as a hobby. But as far as, I wouldn't say the mines was a large scale operation. It was maybe kind of small to medium size, 30 GPUs I had. But when I had that 30 GPUs, this room was so warm. And I think anyone who's had like 4 or 5 mining rigs running at the one time, I think they'll tell you as well that when you have multiple mining rigs, a lot of problems arise simply because of managing so many rigs. Little things become major things because you're managing so many different rigs, be it running something on Windows and even running on Hive OS. You still run into problems when there's a new script that comes out and it's not running well. And it takes time to manage all that. And it's time that you can justify when you're in a bull run. But when you're barely breaking even with electricity costs and you're simply using it as a way to mine your favourite coins, then it makes more sense to turn to services like NiceHash or mining rig rentals or a cloud mining service and mine stuff like that, or simply just buy the coins when the coin price dips. So when the coin price dips, if I can talk, I'm so dehydrated today. When the coin price drops, maybe that's the best time to get in instead of mining. But yeah, guys, it's an end of an era. This is the last of the rig. Rig 3. This is rig 3, and this is what remains. These will, I'm basically going to switch it off just now, unplug everything, cut all it up, and then these will get packaged up and they'll be getting sold. I'm going to have one 1060, but I'm going to basically just package up everything tonight, so it's all packaged and ready to go. It actually takes a little bit of time because you have to check that you've got all the cables. You make sure that you've got all the power supply cables, all the motherboard cables. Make sure you've got absolutely everything there because, well, obviously anyone who buys something like this wants all the original accessories. So if I can turn you around, Derek, I've got you here. Yeah, thanks guys. So over the next few months, I did a video about this on my other YouTube channel which focuses more on tech, but I will be clearing this room, I will be making it a little bit more presentable, but I'm also going to be looking at different cameras and different equipment to make my videos better. But as far as mining goes, it's an end of an era, guys. It's an end of the GPU era for me. And yeah, a lot of people will maybe disagree with me. I think most people on my channel now have come round to the fact that it's the right time to sell. And it was probably the right time to sell a few months ago. So thanks for everyone for the support, guys. I'm sure a lot of you guys are in the same situation. Catch the light, catch the light. I'm sure a lot of you guys are in the same situation as far as mining goes, and maybe you're selling things as well. So yeah, I will be switching this off right now. I'm going to spend the next few hours packing things away. I'll just stick some music on, chill out when I'm doing it. But yeah, guys, thanks for the continued support. I am going to be exploring a lot of different ways to mine in the future as far as cloud mining goes, so stay tuned for that. And if you are, if you're still mining, guys, if you're still running ASIC miners or GPU miners, good luck to you. But I think it is quite hard for anyone in the UK because of our higher electricity costs. A year ago, it was great to get in, and I have absolutely no regrets. That's one thing I would say about all of this, guys. I have absolutely zero regrets about getting involved in GPU mining, or even getting involved at the scale that I did, investing a lot of money into it. I've got absolutely no regrets with it. I think 2018 for me has been an education. And I realise that sounds really, really cheesy, but through mining, I learned a lot of things about cryptocurrency that I don't think I would have learned if I was only a trader or, you know, I just bought Bitcoin on Coinbase. I think I've learned a lot simply by having to get my hands dirty and you know, learn a lot of the technical aspect, but from behind the scenes as far as mining blocks, as far as managing it all, and it gives you a better understanding of how the whole system works as far as what miners are trying to do and what they're trying to achieve as well. So I've got absolutely no regrets, but you know, at the end of the year, 2019, it's going to be a brand new calendar year, and maybe my approach to cryptocurrency is going to be a little bit different next year. And the thing is, guys, you know, there's a lot of people out there, YouTubers, maybe people on social media as well, and maybe these people, you know, there's obvious examples like Suppleman, all these guys that tell you what the best coins are and always project themselves as if they're some sort of cryptocurrency ninja that knows everything. I'm not an expert on everything, guys. You know, my channel is something, you know, it's where just I share my passion for cryptocurrency. And I think it's good for me as well to acknowledge that and acknowledge the fact that I have got a lot of things to learn. I do have a lot of things to learn, and hopefully when I do learn these things and I do gain knowledge in certain areas, you know, I can pass on that knowledge to you guys, which, you know, when I do find out some things, probably will be quite obvious to many of you. But yeah, guys, I think I've learned a lot this year, but there's a lot to learn as well. So I've got absolutely no regrets, but it is the end of an era. It is an end of the era. So yeah, signing out, guys, and goodbye from me and this beautiful GPU mining rig. Okay, that's the Star Wars tune.